So most people, when they go to the bar, they're drinking. But what if you're not drinking, but you still want to go to the bar or club to have fun and meet people? Well, and you're single. Well, this video is for all those guys out there who want to attract a person of the opposite sex that they're attracted to without drinking and by going to the bar or club. This took me 6 years to accumulate this knowledge. So I would love to share it with you right now. And they're pretty strange tips, especially the first one, which is to not make it your primary mission. If you're out there being like, oh, I'm going out to the club, yeah, I'm going out to the bar, yeah, and I'm gonna find somebody, I'm gonna get laid. That is not what you want to do because women can read that shit from the start. And it might attract a woman that's drunk that just wants to do the same exact thing as well. But if you are going to a bar or club sober and you are most likely on a different conscious level than just being like, I'm trying to get drunk or I'm trying to be sober and hook up. Right. So don't make that your primary mission. Maybe it might be talk to three people and get three people's contact number. That could be something that you could put an intention for the night. But just to go out there and get laid is not a good mission. I would not recommend that. So the second one is to be able to wear clothes that are authentic to you. Now, what does that mean? That doesn't mean like you need to be wearing like Gucci and Chanel and all that stuff. If that's part of your personality, it's a part of your personal brand and you really love it, sure, wear it. But I would recommend wearing something that makes you feel like wild, makes you feel like kind of sexy, makes you feel cool, makes you feel crazy. And it's like a very unique expression of yourself. Why is that important? Because you want to create a reflection of yourself on your outer appearance so that people kind of can figure out like, oh, I like that guy's vibe. I like that guy's style. It's not the same as everybody else. It's unique. And this is like an example of how you can create that vibe simply by what you wear. Usually when I go out, I like to wear kind of like crazy colors, maybe retro, because it always can be a conversation starter, even without having to actually start conversation. They can start conversation with you, right? So wear clothes that are authentic to you, name brand, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Whatever is authentic to you, and that your what you will wear will bring your vibe, right? So the number three is to have fun. I would say this is probably the most important step, the most important tip, is because nobody's gonna want to hang around you if you're just chilling in the corner and just being boring, unless you're like some crazy, super, like you're Matthew McConaughey or you're Wesley Snipes or you're like somebody who everybody knows. Nobody's going to hang out with your boring ass. So go out and have fun. How do you do that? You prime yourself. I learned this from one of my buddies a couple years ago about priming. It is so key, right? And the way you do that is you basically have a blast. Now, how do you have a blast? You start talking to everybody. Like you come up with excuses. Oh wow, hey, love your shoes. Where are you from? Oh, nice to meet you. How's your mother? Boom, you just keep moving on. Bam, bam. You don't have to talk to anybody for that long, but you're priming. You're priming and you're having a good time so that when you actually talk to the person that you really, really, really want to talk to, you're already warmed up. You're not like cold starting your engine and be like, oh, hey, by the way, hey, my name's Bo. No, prime yourself, have fun because people want to have fun with you, especially if you're at a bar or club. So make conversations, compliment people, even a dance circle. If you're in a club and people are dancing, create a dance circle. It is the best thing you can create. Let's say you meet a couple people here and there, and then you just like naturally just comes in a circle. Just be like, go in that circle, invite people in the circle, boom, boom. It creates a beautiful energy. And this is a great way to have fun and to prime your whole environment. Literally create the party. And you are like a magnet, just wah, wah. It's not just you, it's everybody around you. Right. So priming is, I would say, the most important tip of attraction. And okay, so now once you see someone, all right, like you say you lock eyes with somebody, wow, that person's beautiful. Great. First of all, know that this is just their outer appearance. Like that doesn't mean anything. Sure, it is an initial attraction, which can be important, but there's so many other factors. So in order to open, oh, Love opening. Opening is the best part. Now, how do you open? What I would recommend is to say something like a little compliment. And maybe not a compliment they get all the time, like, oh, wow, like, I love your eyes. Or like, hey, wow, you have beautiful hair. Like, a compliment is very unique to them. Something specific about their clothes or like just very something very their necklace, what they're wearing. So it's not like, oh wow, you have a nice butt. Like who's gonna say that? Not many people, but just be able to find something that's very unique about them. And you don't have to be perfect at it if you're just starting out. Just know that if you find that very unique thing to somebody, they'll be very flattered, right? And then so compliment them on something small, or just kind of like come up with something that and basically kind of an excuse to say something and not look for anything in return. Know that if you say something, they could be mean and they could be like, oh, oh thanks, bye. They can say that and be like, okay, whatever. Like literally have no attachment to it. Just go up and say something, and that's already a win. Like just opening up and saying something is a win. And now they're open, they'll kind of give you a layup, right? A layup will be like, oh, thank you so much. Yeah, this is like my favorite thing. And oh, I got this. And then like, oh, where'd you get it from? Oh, I got this from Turkey. And my friend gave it to me. And like, what if they actually are starting to open up conversation? Like they want to hang out. They want to know more about you. And all you have to do is number five step is to relate. Like, okay, well, this person's from Turkey. Oh, what do I know about Turkey? Like, just think about how you can relate to that. Oh, no way. Like, I have this necklace too that my mom gave me. Oh, yeah. Where is it from? Oh, well, they got it from, whatever. Like, have a story behind what you were talking about to be able to relate to their story. So, once you're able to relate to them on some sort of level, you're able to find something in common. Let's say they live around the same area and you guys talk about rollerblading and you're like, oh my gosh, I love rollerblading too. Where do you rollerblade? Oh, I rollerblade here. Oh my God, that's great. Hey, if you ever want somebody to rollerblade with, I'm available on Fridays. Maybe we should exchange information. And so when it gets to this point, it's very important to not be like super needy. Just be like, hey, I do it too. If do you want to do it together? Yes. Why would they say no on giving you the contact information? They wouldn't. But when they feel that creepy, needy energy, like, oh, I want to get in your pants, like women are like incredible investigators. They can feel that shit. So if you don't bring that, if you bring like, hey, listen, like I'm just trying to hang out with you, you seem like a cool person, then they're gonna be like, are more open to be like, you know what, I do want to share some experience with this person. I'm gonna give them my number. So then you get their number, right? And that's like everybody's like, oh, get numbers. It's like the best thing ever. Hell yeah. Like, let's go. Yes, that is the first step. But also realize that instead of coming for the energy of like this person's hot, like I want to bang them, which a lot of dudes come from. Like a lot of dudes come from the energy. So women are used to that. They're like these almost like a goalie, right? I don't know that the goalie kind of situation, right? When you hit like just a little tiny hit, like every that they see all the time, they're gonna block, right? They're gonna be like, no, this guy's a douche. He's like a total Chad. But if you're able to connect with them like as a friend to friend kind of relationship, and then instead of like just like going for the goal every single time, if you're able to like have a conversation with them, like relate to them, connect with them on an emotional level, like you're gonna stand out from every other person. And just know that like physical attraction, yes, is important. Yes, like sexual connection is great, but it's not as great if you don't have like a real connection with somebody. And that's like non-negotiable. Like that's just a fact. If you just hook up with somebody and you don't even know them, like it's not as good as when you have an emotional, really deep spiritual connection with somebody. And that's when the next part comes into play. Like you've already done these five steps, you're already hanging out with this person, but make sure that you bring like friend vibes first. It's not like, oh, hey, by the way, like I'm trying to make out with you. And like, yeah, I mean, I guess you can do that, but you have to understand that if you hang out with this person for the first time, even after you met them at the bar and the club, like you still have to filter them out. Like, is this person like friend vibes or is it somebody I want to pursue? You might not know after the second date. You might not know even after the third date. So, like, in my opinion, I feel like up to your discretion, but take things slow because if you go in on something that you're not really attracted to, you're not really compatible with, then you could lose the potential of a great friendship. So make sure that like you're actually attracted to this person in this way. And if you're not, then be totally cool with being friends because you know why? Because first of all, you're gonna have a great friend. Second of all, they might have friends they wanna hook you up with that are more compatible with you. So don't just think of like, oh my gosh, this is the one. Yeah, I like this person, and then you like just make all these excuses of why you're compatible. No, they create the friend vibes and then figure out the rest from that. Be very honest and transparent with the person. It might not be sexy to you to be transparent and be like, hey, like I really see us as a friend. But if it's authentic, that's better than lying to the other person. So the whole big thing is to have the friend vibes, not make a huge thing like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna get laid tonight. Ugh, if you want to attract some hookup energy, go for it. But you're gonna be lonely for the rest of your life if you keep doing that. So really, it's really important with compatibility and to put in the reps. Like, yeah, it's not easy going out sober by yourself, but that's why if you do it over and over and over again, you will stand out. People will be like, whoa, like you're sober? Like, I honestly don't even think I would ever meet my future wife in a bar or a club. But if it's something that you are doing and that you want to do, and it's something you're used to doing, and like meeting women out in the bar or club, do it. But it's it's definitely a difficult environment to be in. But if you try out these 5 game-changing tips, then you will be a lot more successful. I'm gonna tell you what, it took me 6 years to figure out this stuff. So apply these life-changing tips. Let me know how they go, and would love to be there for any support or questions you might have down below. Much love. Like I said, this is coming from a straight man's perspective on attracting women, and from 6 years of like just struggling. So try these out. I guarantee you they will help. Much love. See you again tomorrow.